In this video, you will learn how to create a simple make automation. This video is for someone who has not created automation before. It will help you to create your very first automation. In this very automation, we're going to schedule a month's worth of posts on Telegram. So each topic will be picked up from our Google Sheet, and then each topic will be sent to DeepSeek AI, and DeepSeek AI will write an article about that topic, and then finally send it automatically to our Telegram. And this will run every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So if this is your first time in automation, this video is for you. By the end, you'll be able to create your very first AI automation. For this, we're going to use Make. So we go to make.com. If you don't have an account, you have to sign in. Okay, so just create an account. It won't take you time. And best of all, you can use your Google account to sign in. I'm using my Google account. As soon as you sign in, you will land on this page, my organizations. And in Make, what we use to create automation is known as scenarios. I'm using Make because Make has a free plan. You know, we have different platforms for automations. We have Make and we have N8N. And most people prefer to use N8N. Okay, I also love it. However, for absolute beginners, it will be much easier for you to start with Make. And the reason is that if you go to N8N, okay, if you look at the pricing, you realize that there is no free pricing. Okay, the lowest is $20 per month. However, you can host it on your own, which I'm going to teach you later in this very channel, how you can host it, how you can use it. I will break it down, make it very simple for you. However, for absolute beginners, you don't want to get involved in any technicalities, then you can use Make, because as you can see, you can start Make with absolute zero. Okay, the one I'm using now is 0. I'm not paying anything for it, and it's so easy and simple to build. And the free plan is quite generous. You have 1,000 operations per month. Later, I'll show you what an operation is. So let's start by creating a scenario. A new scenario is like a new workflow. So it allows us to create a full automation. Like the one we're going to do, we're going to create an automation that will handle regular posting on our Telegram group. So we go to create a new scenario. Now, before you start, you must first plan out what you want to do. It's very important. So you can use something like mind map to draw what you want. That will help you to ensure that it's not while you're building this that you are now drawing out the scenario. For this particular example, we're doing a very simple automation so that you get the hang of it before we go into more complex automations in later videos. So the first thing I did before starting this automation was to actually create some topics that I wanted to share with my group. So let me show you my content calendar. I took out time to create this content calendar. As you can see, on day 1, I want to teach this particular skill, testing MVPs weekly. And this is the theme for that day, launch ugly, improve faster. On day 2, I want to talk about delegation. And the theme is let go to grow. Now, you can create your own topics depending on your niche. Any way you want. You mustn't follow my exact formula. I only did it this way so that it will be very easy for the AI to understand exactly what I want it to write about. And you can create this content calendar very easily in Google Sheets. So go to Google Sheets over here, sign into your Google Sheets, and create a blank sheet. Okay? So here is it. So you can go over here and create a blank spreadsheet. And then go ahead and type in your days. Just organize it any way you want. All right. So now I have all my content planned out in this Google Sheet over here. Now I'm going to link it to the Make automation so that every day, starting from day 1, one of the topics will be picked up. Okay. So the first day, this topic will be picked up. The next day, this topic will be picked up. Does it make sense? All right. So to do that, we click on this plus sign over here. And you can see so many apps that we can link in our Make. Okay, so let's choose the Google Sheets over here. And so we're going to click on this Watch New Row. So now it's time to connect our calendar from Google Drive over here. So first we click on Add, and then it will ask you to sign in with your Google. So go ahead and sign in. Now we have a few things to fill in. The first one is search method, which is search by paths. So we leave it at this. Then the next one is the drive. So you check here where you saved it, and it's in my drive actually. So I leave it there. So in case you have a different folder where you saved it, it will show up here. And the spreadsheet ID, you click here to choose, and it will show you all the spreadsheets that you have inside your Google Drive. And so you try to locate the name of the one you're looking for, this monthly content calendar. And so I go down there and I can see monthly content calendar, and I have it now. So it has identified that particular one and it's looking for the sheet name. So the sheet name is this is the sheets. Okay. And for this one is just sheet 1. You can have multiple sheets here, right? So I'll choose that sheet 1. As you can see, that's the only one here. Now, table contain headers. These are headers. Okay, this is the header 1, 2, and 3. And of course, it contains headers, yes. So I have to now tell him the rows where those headers are. So it is A1, this is A1, okay, B1, this is B1, and this is C1, this is 1. This is the numbers A1, B1, and C1, okay? So I'll say from A1 to C1. And now limit the number of results I want during each execution cycle. I just want 1, okay? So for each execution, just pick 1 and execute. All right, so that's all I have to do. I've connected my Google Sheets, so I save. So it's asking me to choose where to start. So I'll start from 2. The next thing we want to do is that when Make picks each topic right here, okay, we want it to now send it to an AI that will write the article for this particular topic. And for this example, I am using DeepSeek. You can use any AI you like. You can use DeepSeek, you can use ChatGPT, you can use Google Gemini, you can use Perplexity, anyone you like. But DeepSeek is very, very cheap, very affordable, and also the outputs are very good, okay? So that's why I use DeepSeek. However, you should also learn how to train your AI to write exactly what you want. Now, I've been writing for many years, more than 10 years, okay? So I have enough materials to train my GPT to write exactly the way I want. In another module, I'm going to show you how to train your AI to write like you, okay? It's actually very simple, especially if you have materials that you have written before. So it's easy for the AI to learn how you think and also to learn the kind of message you want to pass. That is what is most important to me. So let's point our AI. You can see that we have OpenAI over here. And we have other AIs, but we're looking for DeepSeek. So this is the one we want, DeepSeek AI. So we click on this, and now we have to connect DeepSeek for this. For this, that's where most people think that, oh, it's going to require a lot of money. No, it doesn't require a lot of money. In fact, I funded my own with $2. Okay, so you can just use $2 to fund your DeepSeek. Now, let's first go to where we get our API. Now, connect us to DeepSeek. Search for DeepSeek platform. Okay, so that will take you to platform.deepseek.com. So click on that and it will open up like this. It opened up because I signed up with my Google account. So you may need to create an account or simply sign up with your Google account. Okay, now I funded this with $2, just $2. These $2 can last for up to a month, depending on how I use it. Each output takes very little, about $0.002 or so for each particular output. So it's very, very cheap. So if your own is 0, just come over here and top up, and then you use your credit card. If you have a US dollar credit card, you use it to top up, okay, and add some dollars to your account. In case you want to really, really save money, then if you look over here, it says that DeepSeek V3 with 50% off and DeepSeek R1 with 75% off at off-peak hours. So if you run your automation between 16:30 to 0:30 UTC, which where I am West African time, this is 5:30 p.m. West African time to 1:30 p.m. So depending on where you are, you know what this off-peak means for you. So if you run within these off-peak period, you are going to have 75% off on DeepSeek R1, which is the one I'm going to use, or 50% off on DeepSeek V3, because DeepSeek V3 is already very cheap. Okay, so we're going to be using DeepSeek R1 and we're going to be using it in off-peak hours so that we can have this 75% discount in charges. So our charge will be very minimal. In fact, this might last for as much as 2 months or more. So once you come over here, sign up and you top up your account, then you can go to API keys. You can just come here, create a new API key. I've already created one over here. For the purpose of this tutorial, let me create a new API key. Okay, so I can give it a name. So let me call it Make Automation. So I'll create the API key. Now I have to copy this key. Someone else should not see this key because they can use this key and create their own automation and be using your credits. So this key is only for you and it will only be shown now. Once I close this, it will no longer be shown again. Then I'll go over back to Make. On Add, I'll paste the API key over here and I'll save. So now it has connected to my DeepSeek API. Let's now set up all of these other options to tell it exactly what we want it to do. First, on the message, click here to expand. So what is the rule for this? I'll choose Assistant. Now the content is what you want to input to DeepSeek. So I have to give a prompt to DeepSeek to tell it what I want. Personally, I've already trained ChatGPT on how I write. So ChatGPT was able to give me a prompt. So you can also use ChatGPT and create a prompt. For example, this is the prompt I created for this. So you can see the prompt I created. I said, this is your objective. Transform one content calendar entry into a micro-learning post of less than 250 words that delivers outsized value, sparks action, and stops the scroll. Okay? The input, this is your input. This input is going to be taken from the Google Calendar. I'll show you how it's done. The output should be Telegram ready because I'm posting it to Telegram. And then the structure, headline, hook. This is where I'm now teaching it how to write like myself. Okay? What will be in the headline, the hook, the scale of the day, the micro story, lessons of the day, call to action, and my personal signature. And also I mentioned some formatting rules. I don't know exactly what you may want to automate, but whatever it is you're automating, ChatGPT can also help you to create a very good prompt that will output what you want. So in a different module, we're going to talk about prompt engineering because knowing how to write prompts is very, very useful when working with AIs. Okay, so I'll copy this prompt right now and I'll put it in this content section. All right, so the prompt is here. However, Make is asking me on the inputs, what is the input? Where is it going to take the input from? These things you're seeing over here are from Google Sheets. So these are the information in Google Sheets. So Make is asking me, which of this information do you need to give to DeepSeek? Okay, because DeepSeek has to get information of what it's going to write on from my Google Sheets. Okay, so what I need to give it is the day, the scale, and the theme. This is the 3 things I need to give it. So I'll come over here on input. So I'll say your input is day, scale, and theme. And I gave an example. Example, day 1. Pick day 1 from here, day 1, which is day. And then scale focus. Scale focus is testing MVPs weekly, which is scale focus here, testing MVPs weekly. And the theme for day 1 is launch ugly, improve later, as you can see here. So now, each time that this runs, it will go to Google Sheets and extract the information on the day, on the scale, and on the theme. And this Google Sheet is going line by line. It would first, for the first day, this will be what it will pick. For the second day, Google Sheet will pick this one. And for the third day, it will pick this one. Does it make sense? All right. So that is what I give in at content. So when I'm done with this, I can give it a name, but that is optional. So I'll leave it empty for now. And then I'll select the model I want. There are 2 models right now. We have the V3, which is short, and the Reasoner, which is R1. So this is the more powerful model. That's the one I want to use because it thinks through and it produces more quality result. So I'll leave the maximum token at 4096, temperature at 1, and the response formats, okay, I'll leave it at text. and I'll save. Now we have set up two operations. This is what we mean by operation. Remember I told you that in Make, the free one, you have 1,000 operations per month. When this runs one, it is one operation. When this runs once, it is one operation. Okay, so if I have up to 5 of these, each time they run, we have 5 operations, and we can do 1,000 in a month. And the next thing is to send the output from DeepSeek to our Telegram. Okay, the Telegram group. So this a group for entrepreneurs that I manage, Millionaires Academy. So I want to automate it so that I'll be able to give out quality content every maybe 2 or 3 times in a week. So to connect this Make automation to Telegram, first I have to create a bot that will manage this particular group, and that bot will now be connected to our Make. Okay, so how do we do that? First we go to look for bot father. Bot father is what you use to create bots in Telegram. So this is bot father. And then here we just type stats. We'll type stats. It gives us all of these options. We want to create a new bot. So we click on that. A new bot. How are we going to call it? Let's call it group_admin. Let's see if someone has taken this name or not. And now it says we should give it a username, which must end with _bot. So let's call it academy_admin_bots. Also taking academy, just keep trying. academy1_admin1_bots. I don't think this one will be taken. All right, so we now have a bot that we have created. Very long name. You may be more creative and find a better name. And what is important for us in this bot is this token over here. Or again, you shouldn't show this token, because this token, anyone that has access to this token can control your bots and use it to infiltrate your group. But before we leave here, let's add this bot to this group and make it an admin. Okay, so I can post. So we come over to where we manage the group. We add. Okay, so that's the bot we created. So we add it to the group and we also make it an admin. All right, so we go back over here and we connect this to Telegram. We're looking for a Telegram module over here. So you can see the Telegram bots. So we click on that and we choose this one, send a text or a reply. We choose it. Now let's set it up. Again, we add. This is where we add that token we copied when we created the bot. Okay, so we add the token here and we save. Now it is connected to our bots. Okay, then over here we're going to add the chat ID. Our username is Millionaires Academy, so we simply say adds Millionaires Academy. So here we're going to add the text that we're going to send, and the text we are sending, you can now see that this is the output from DeepSeek and this is the output from the Google Sheet. So what we are looking for is the output from DeepSeek, and the output from DeepSeek is results. Okay, so we choose results. For this is not necessary. This is only when we have a super group. Pass mode, how do we want it to be formatted? For this, I formatted it in HTML. Okay, so I choose HTML. On notification, there's no need for this. We are done. So let's save. All right, so we have a very simple Make automation. The next thing we're going to do is to set up how we want this to run. Okay, so we come down here, you can see, we can click this to run once and make sure that everything is working. So we click run once, watch what happens. Now the Google Sheet is running. It has produced an output. It's sending it to DeepSeek. When DeepSeek is done, it will send it to Telegram bot. And when Telegram bot is done, it's going to send it to our Telegram. So let's keep watching. Perfect. So you can see what happened. A message just got in here, and this has run once. Now let's check the message. Again, you see this is the last thing that was here. You can see this message here. Let's go to grow the millionaires leverage. And then we can see all of that over here. This is the message it created. Stop trading time for dollars while your empire plateaus. Top performance multiply empire by mastering strategic surrender. Today's skill delegation mastery. And he went on to do all of that. And he ended with our signature. And the best part is that this is the style that I like to write with if I'm writing something very short, okay? If I want to write a very long one, I can also do that. Instead of clicking on wrong ones, you come here and set up ourselves. So for this, I'm going to set run regular intervals. I will say, no, I want it to run days of the week. You can say run every day. You can say run once, any one you want, or days of the month. But I want to select days of the week. And so I want it to run on Monday, on Wednesday, and on Friday. These 3 days, so it's not too much. And I also select time. Remember when we saw that a particular time zone between 5:30 to 1:30 a.m., the charges are much less, in fact, 75% less. So I choose 6 p.m. and now I save. I said, yes, activate scenario. So every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, this automation will run once. I don't have to watch it ever again because I have created the topics I want. I have trained the AI using prompt to write the way I like. Okay, and then I have set up this whole thing so that it will pick one of these topics, write an article on that topic, and post it automatically on my Telegram. I hope you found this useful. Please subscribe to this channel and give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video.